Hello guys, welcome to a new video. In this video we're gonna review Nikon D90 camera and we're gonna find out whether this camera is still relevant in 2022 or is it very outdated for today's standard. If you are new to my channel, don't forget to like, share and subscribe to the channel, and you can also check out my other videos. So here you go, this is the Nikon D90 camera and this is actually a very legendary camera. This was the first ever DSLR that had the video recording capabilities. This camera can shoot 720p HD videos, which was a very breakthrough moment in the world of photography because none other camera had this feature before this camera came. And after this camera came, a lot of people on YouTube and many small filmmakers started using this camera. So this became a very highest selling, one of the most famous camera from Nikon. Beside that, there are so many features this camera have. Let's discuss them one by one. If you look at the technical specification for this camera, this has a 12 megapixel sensor and the ISO range goes from 200 to 3200, which you can expand up to 6400. This camera also have built-in autofocus motor in the body of the camera, so you can use all the older Nikon lenses like the AF lenses and the AFD lenses. All of them gonna autofocus on this camera, but those lenses will not autofocus on Nikon D3000 series camera or 5000 series camera. So this camera is much better compared to them. In terms of the weight, this camera is around 700 grams, so it is quite heavy. It is professionally built, weather sealed, and the flash on this camera is also very powerful. The frame per second on this camera is around 4.5, which is pretty impressive. Not the highest, but not very low either. The dynamic range is 12.5, not very high, but not very less either. So judging by that, since this is a 14-year-old camera, the kind of features this camera has are really very impressive. It also have the bracketing feature, so you can take high dynamic range photos by combining the different exposure in Lightroom and make a HDR photo using this camera. The number of autofocus point on this camera is 11, which is quite okay for the photography. It works fine. When you are using the video, the autofocus doesn't work in the video, so before you start the video you have to focus somewhere and the focus will remain fixed throughout the video. At that point, if you want to change your focus during the video, then you have to either use manual focus. That is the only option, and you can shoot like 10 minutes videos at a time. But yeah, you have trade-offs, but at the same time you can get this camera very cheaply in today's time. In today's time you can get this for around $200 along with the kit lens. If you are lucky, maybe you can get this for around $150 along with the kit lens. The one that I have right now is 18-105 lens, and this was the most common lens that came along with this camera, and it is an excellent choice. 18-105 gives you a very good zoom range, which covers most of the shooting situations. You can do portraits, you can do landscape, you can also do travel photography. It's a all-round kind of lens. Now I'm gonna put onto the screen some of the photos that I've taken with this camera. If I talk about the quality of the photos, the camera takes really very nice photos. They look really awesome straight out of the camera. You don't have to mess around too much with the colors, and I really love the colors that I get with this camera. And the only drawback is that it struggles a lot when the light is low, so this is not the best camera for low lighting situation. But if you want to shoot in the daytime, or if you are shooting indoor and if you have enough light, you can get stunning photos even with this camera, guys. Now the final question, should you get this camera in 2022 or beyond or not? Well guys, if you are a beginner and if you want a nice professionally built camera on budget, then this is an excellent choice of camera for you, because you would be able to use all the older Nikon lenses with this camera, and you can get this for around $150 to $200, which is such a good bargain price for you. And this camera have like some of the most dedicated dials. You have a dedicated dial in the front for changing the aperture, and on the back for shutter speed, and also many other different dedicated buttons. So it gives you the feel and the freedom of using a professional camera. Alright guys, I hope you liked my video. If you liked it, like and share it and subscribe to my channel, and I will see you in a new video guys.